Smile was my second favorite horror film released in 2022. It was Parker Finn's directorial debut, based on his short film Laura Hasn't Slept. The film was a major hit, which led to Paramount signing Finn to a multi-year, first-look deal. Finn also founded the production company Bad Feeling. Finn's first film as part of this multi-year deal with Paramount would be a sequel to his smash original horror hit. The sequel was written and directed by Finn, produced by Marty Bowen, Wick Godfrey, Isaac Klausner, Robert Salerno, and Finn, and stars Naomi Scott, Rosemary DeWitt, Kyle Gallner, and Lucas Gage. Smile 2 was released on October 18, 2024. On its opening weekend, the film made over $46 million worldwide and topped the American box office charts. It's garnered a positive critical reception. With this brief context laid out, let's review Smile 2. Smile 2 expands on the original's core concept and seeks to make it bigger and better. The result is an ambitious and chaotic triumph for Parker Finn. The sequel takes the first film's clever use of the unique horror at the core of the concept as a tool used against the main character and deploys it in even stronger terms. The idea to take the Smile curse and apply it to a diva pop sensation who is recovering from a brutal car accident and a drug addiction is a master stroke. This feels like the perfect vehicle for the horror of this bizarre supernatural curse, and the way that Finn executes her psychological descent is a masterclass in horror filmmaking. His direction feels much more confident this time, while still featuring his distinct stylistic trademarks. Several cool transition shots reminded me of some of the early work of Darren Lynn Bousman in the Saw series, which I loved. There's also a strong balance in the horror on display. We get gruesome special effects, brilliantly executed jump scares, as well as a general overarching and slowly building sense of dread that hangs over everything. This is started from the jump, with the opening featuring Kyle Gallner's character from the first film meeting a gruesome demise. It feels like a logical way of tying up the loose ends from the first film, while bringing the story where it needed to go. This scene features some great action moments that showcase Finn's versatility as a director, and make me think that he'll eventually direct a kick-ass action film. There are several excellent jump scares in this film. This might prove a point of contention for some critics of modern horror films that have a strong bias against jump scares, but I appreciate the craftsmanship that comes with a well-executed shock. Of course, I find false jump scares to be hacky, but Finn doesn't indulge in those. Instead, the jump scares are all truly terrifying images that are infesting Sky Riley's mind. We also get effective usage of the technique of showing her reaction to something horrifying and lingering on that before scaring us with the image. This is something I believe Finn is pulling from The Ring, which served as a major blueprint for the narrative in the first film. That being said, I do think that this film delves much stronger into what makes the Smile concept so unique and moves away from the crutches of genre tradition. This allows for a film that takes stronger chances and risks being messier to allow for some truly transcendent moments. The ending of the film is a great example, with the rules of the series undermining some of the narrative coherence. We are left without any assurances as to what is real and what isn't. This could lead to a stronger feeling of confusion than tension, but Finn executed these scenes so well that I forgive the narrative cheating, especially once we get to the finale of the film, which is such a stark expansion of the concept that I can't help but love it. Of course, this idea of cursing an entire concert audience by having them all witness this horrifyingly traumatic event is something that can't possibly be explored further in a sequel in any serious way, but it's the kind of chaotic excess that makes this film stand out. I can't imagine that they'll follow this film with a direct sequel. Instead, I'm imagining they'll probably go the prequel route, but I love this finale. At times, the film is a bit predictable with where it's going, but never in the actual way we're going to get there, which allows Finn to showcase his great handle on the horror genre. This is a remarkable sequel because of how much it expands the concept of the original and how much better it is as a result. I am a huge fan of the original, but this film feels like such a strong improvement and a more confident take on the concept that it makes it unmistakably better than the original. Naomi Scott's performance is what seals the deal for this film. Nothing that it strives for would have been executed in any serious way without her remarkable performance. She sells her character and takes the audience into the mind space of someone we think we know and gives us a whole new way of thinking about that experience. The meltdown of a public figure, a fall from grace for a superstar. We get a lens into that situation as a true psychological horror experience. Having the archetypal pop superstar diva drug addict as the core of this narrative is such a great development of the series' core concept. It was already handled very well in the original, but this feels like such a stronger vehicle for understanding the scope of what this curse does to you. It feels so chilling before we even get to all the beautiful special effects and jump scares. Naomi Scott is not an actress I was familiar with, but her performance is the core of the film. Everything is funneled through her experience, and Scott does an excellent job of bringing us uncomfortably close. This is then enhanced by the excellent directing, cinematography, and sound design which mirror her great performance with distressing resonance. Everything works in tandem to deliver a strong visceral experience. The film is immediately amongst the best horror films of the year, if not the best one, in a good year for the genre. I am puzzled when people say that our modern era is bad for horror films. I believe the exact opposite. Yes, at times some films are hindered by an over-reliance on CGI, but we are getting so many unique takes on the genre from extremely talented artists who are taking the genre very seriously that I can't see this as anything but a good time to be a horror fan. With so many interesting voices working within the genre, from James Wan, Lee Winnell, Eli Roth, Alexandra Aja, Jordan Peele, Ari Aster, Robert Eggers, Fede Alvarez, Ty West, Coralie Farjah, Osgood Perkins, and others, we are entering a renaissance for the genre. Parker Finn is quickly joining the list of the most exciting young horror film directors, and Smile 2 is one of my favorite new horror films. That's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next week.